Welcome to our next video in our node by node challenge, where we're going through every single node within the shading workspace within Blender 4.3. We've gone through the inputs, the outputs, the colors, the converters, and now we are on the shaders. The shader we're talking about today is one that we've briefly used before in some of the other videos. It is called a mix shader. Mix shader has two shader inputs, a factor input, and a shader output. So this can be only go from two shaders into a output of a material output. So this is a pretty basic shader as a whole, but there's a lot of really neat uses for it. So for example, we've got a yellow object. We want to mix two colors together. We can take and we can drop in two different shaders and plug it into the surface output. Now what's that going to do? That's going to allow us to take a mixture of the two colors. Okay, so if we want one that's all black, all yellow, somewhere in between, but there's not a whole lot of use to that, right? What you can do is you can actually create a mask using this factor. So by taking a texture of any kind, so this could be a Voronoi, a wave, a brick, or anything along those lines, you can use any of those textures, set it to the settings you want, drop this into the factor, okay, and you can even add in a color ramp, which is what I did, and then you can drop that color ramp into the factor and it works like a mask. So it's basically saying that anywhere that has the mask part that is normally black is going to be filled in with this first color. Any place that would normally be white is going to be filled in with a second color. So that allows the black to be black and the white to be yellow. Okay, so this is a nice way that you can set a mask for it. There's no blending on here. It's just going to be pretty straightforward, and you can change the effect of each of these. So let's say that you wanted to make it to where the black was really glossy. You can make all the black areas really glossy while leaving everything else pretty flat. Let's say you wanted the reverse of that. Let's say you wanted the black to be flat, but you want the yellow to be really glossy. You could do that. And now only the yellow is glossy. Okay? This is a really good way to be able to adjust certain aspects of the object without affecting the other aspects of it. So you can change these independent of each other, so they're only affecting part of it. So that could be really, really useful when you're going through and you're creating new objects and being able to try to control where the textures and the colors and everything are, is to use a mask. A mix shader is a great way to do that, and works very similar to when you're using a mixed color node to do the same thing with two colors. You could do the same thing with two shaders. So hopefully that helps, explains a little bit about the mix shader and one of the ways that you can use it. Make sure you like, follow, share, and if you have questions, let me know, and then stay tuned for the next video.